So we are now learning that Luigi Mangione's state murder trial will not happen in September as planned anymore, as his defense team tries to get that case thrown out. The judge is now giving prosecutors until October 9th to respond to a double jeopardy motion filed by the defense. Remember, last week, Mangione pled guilty to federal charges related to the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione's attorneys say now that he's pled guilty in that case and admitted to shooting Thompson. He can't be tried in state court for the same crime. Mangione has pled not guilty to the state charges. His next court appearance is December 10th. I want to bring in Danny Cevallos, who's been following this as well. Listen, there is no guarantee here, Danny, that the defense wins this motion. The Manhattan DA's office hasn't commented publicly, but how do we expect them to be preparing for this? And what case will they likely mount here?
Their main argument, the Manhattan DA's office, they have to essentially argue that the federal crime of stalking resulting in murder and the New York murder statute combat different evils. And that's an uphill battle. And this is not the federal double jeopardy clause. This is New York state double jeopardy clause statute that is much broader than the federal double jeopardy, which is not even at play. It is settled law that these two sovereigns, these two kingdoms, the state and federal governments, can prosecute these two crimes. But Mangione has a very good chance of getting the murder charge thrown out, or I should say prevented from even being prosecuted. The firearms, for example, other charges may not be thrown out. But yes, in the craziest set of circumstances, Mangione may never face murder charges for the crime he committed.
What are his chances here as you're taking a look at this thing, considering the trajectory they've taken so far as his defense team?
Very good, but it's not without risk. I mean, this was a massive risk. When you consider it, he marched into federal court and admitted to killing the victim. So if this bid doesn't work to get this, to prevent the New York prosecution from going forward, then he's pretty much sunk because he's already admitted to the crime. So there's going to be very little of even a trial left to have if the court allows the trial to go forward. But there's no surprise that that trial date was pushed out. They have to decide this motion, and it's going to take months, maybe even years. Yasmin, you know, we talk about this all the time. I'm always on the overside of the bet when it comes to a high-profile trial. It'll take longer than we expect. So don't be surprised if we're talking about this trial, if it is a trial, in more than a year from now.
Wow. Danny Cevallos, thank you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.